You are watching a Titan Ed video review. These reviews are for 13 plus collectors. If you are not a collector, please click away. Hello all you covert clones and slammin' dancers. Today we're looking at the Alphastrike Counterforce. And welcome once again to a Titan Ed video review.
It's time for a Titan
Shake that
video review.
So yes, today we are going to be looking at the Alphastrike Counterforce. And we're going to be looking at, three figures that are repaints of figures I have actually yet to review. Ain't life fun? So yes, we have the Covert Clone Sideswipe, better known as his G2 Sideswipe, and a very interesting little figure. We have Trenchfoot, who, as far from my research can show, is a brand new Battlemaster that there's no G1 comparison, whether from the original Target Masters from America or from the Japan Headmasters series. So, interesting. Okay. As well as we have Autobot Grand Slam and Autobot Rain Dancer, who when combined will form Slam Dancer. Kind of interesting about these two, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But at first, let's talk about Sideswipe. Now, before we get into this mold, I should probably let you know, legend would have it, I actually did review the original version of this mold that was regularly available in stores. I did review it, I did make it, but upon inspecting the review the next day, I realized I had made the review far too salty. At the time, I was a little more than ticked off about the price hike as well as the change in size of toys, and had compared him to a previous version of Sideswipe that was much bigger. My thoughts have changed slightly. I'm still a little salty about it, but not as much, especially because this mold is still an amazing figure. And in the G2 colors, he pops. And I think the G2 colors do this mold a ton of favors. Especially the very shiny black they've used. It looks nice. The red they use for the windows. I do wish they'd covered these red parts up, but given how much they would be hinged for robot mode, it probably wouldn't last very long, although I'd love to see painted hubcaps. Very nice. And I'm really weirded out is the weapon. It is covered in a silver that is just really unnecessary. I don't know why they put so much paint on his gun, but what you gonna do? But other than that, take that off for a second. That is his vehicle mode, and lordy, that is still a really nice vehicle mode. This is just really good. I'd say the only thing this thing is missing is actually a little bit of G2 love, such as some spiked wheels and possibly some very large, comically large 90s guns strapped to it. But, well, unfortunately, I don't have that upgrade set yet. Hopefully soon. But yeah, that is the vehicle mode. If you look underneath, you're pretty much going to figure out how he transforms, although I'm very impressed on how much he compresses down for this vehicle mode. It's very nice. So, with that said, give me just a second and I'll take you to robot mode. And here we have robot mode, and oh do I love this robot mode. This looks nice. I will say, the one thing I do dislike about the changes made from the regular retail release to this 2-pack release is they painted the entirety of the gun, including the tab that holds the missile launcher, on his shoulders. Instead of using the round peg that was already available, they added a tab instead. This is mostly due to that just wouldn't be enough space on his shoulders to put a peg there, so there's why. The problem is that paint expands it up so much I can't put it down all the way in to properly put it in place. So, So, oh well, just got to be careful. But even so, it looks really nice, and I do like the change in color. I do kind of wish that they would have taken the time to give him at least his two kind of absurd 90s guns, because other than that, the paint job's nice, but it doesn't really scream G2. Obviously, it's not technically supposed to be G2. They call it covert clone sideswipe instead of G2 sideswipe for obvious reasons, but I still feel like it could have done something as a little bit more of a hint and a nod than just, a black paint job with some red highlights. But, what you gonna do? It's still really nice. So give me just a second. We'll get into Slam Dancer. Now, I said Slam Dancer, but we are going to talk about the individual vehicles, which do have names. We have Grand Slam the Tank and Rain Dancer the Jet. Now, these are based loosely on the G1 incarnations, which were combiner cassettes from Blaster, Autobot combiner cassettes. They would turn into cassettes that would turn into these two vehicles, and then would turn into the upper and lower body of Grand Slam and combine together. This is really cool in my opinion, and I'm kind of glad they homaged it, although they kind of got it backwards, and you'll see what I mean when we get to robot mode. But here in vehicle mode, I think they're awesome. Now, I do have both weapons on Grand Slam because his original figure was like just loaded with different weapons, so I kind of felt like he needed both. Granted, it does look like he's got that Rain Dancer does have a couple of blasters on his wings, so not bad. I think both look pretty good. Like I said, this is or I guess I haven't said it yet. This is actually a repaint of Skytread, the Duocon, and it's kind of inventive. This is not the repaint I was expecting them to use him for. I was almost kind of half expecting a Blitzwing repaint using this mold. And I've seen a couple of guys make custom Blitzwings using this design idea, and I'm kind of shocked they didn't go that route. But this is a pleasant surprise, and I'm glad to have it. So if you give me just a second, I'll put them in robot mode. And here we have Slam Dancer, and man, this is actually a cool repaint. Now, I should make note of something that I should have talked about at the beginning of the video. The first few hundred of this set that was sent out by Amazon, as this is an Amazon exclusive, this whole set is. When it was sent out, apparently Slam Dancer had a critical flaw in some of them in his left leg. I believe it was his left leg, in which the screw that holds the foot together was tightened way too much, and because of it, some of the figures were showing up with broken left feet, and some of them, I don't know if maybe some plastic quality had changed or some just massive defect had found its way into the mold that just wasn't seen before they were packaged up. A lot of them were also showing up with completely shattered left legs, and it was a bit of a nightmare. So I do believe Amazon did take everyone's returns and gave them brand new figures, or gave them refunds if they wanted that. So what you gonna do? This is, however, luckily mine was not broken. So even if it was, I do have plans sometime down the road to pick up possibly a second version of this, a second set of these guys. Probably will just sell the Grand Slam if he's not broken in box, because I've been collecting the Battle Masters like crazy and making customs, just kind of, switching parts around, and B, there's an upgrade set on repro labels that kind of makes the G2 Sideswipe or Covert Sideswipe kind of look like Batman Beyond, and I really kind of want that set, so part of me wants to see if the price goes down cheap enough that I might actually buy a second set. But yeah, this is not a bad figure at all. It certainly works. Now, if you have had the original Skytread, you will know the head is actually been remolded, so this isn't just a straight repaint. They actually went the extra step and gave it a brand new head. But this still looks really nice. I'm really glad this works. It is also completely possible for Slam Dancer, Skytread, and the Power of the Primes Flywheels. No, Flywheels was Skytread's original name. Battle Trap, that's the one. To switch torsos and legs around. So, yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, this figure is really nice. I'm glad I got him as well. And so if you give me just one more second, we'll get into Trenchfoot. So here we have Trenchfoot in his gun mode. And as I said at the beginning of the review, it would seem that this figure is supposed to be a completely original character. There doesn't seem to be a G1 figure similar to him. If I'm wrong on that, please let me know down in the comments below, but as far as I can tell from my research, there is no G1 version of this guy, so I guess he's supposed to be Sideswipe's personal Battle Master / Target Master. But yeah, it's his gun mode, which is just a repaint, or I guess new plastic color version of Caliburst, because he does come with the Caliburst Blast Effect piece in this nice yellow, citrus, kind of almost citrus yellow effect, and I kind of like it in this color more than the purple from the Caliburst. Another reason why I want to get a second set is because I really want a second one of these effect pieces. It looks nice. So, once again, if you give me just a second. And we have robot mode, and oh my, this robot mode looks nice. Let me adjust the light a little bit. There we go. The legs and arms and the gun pod are nothing new. That chest is in a brand new color we haven't seen before, and oh man, I really do want to get a second one of these just to make a custom using some other colored limbs that would fit the mold. So, oh, that looks really good. I really like that. This guy is quickly becoming my favorite Battle Master right now. Just for the fact he has just so much paint on him. It's like they picked out his face, they got right above his chest and this little chest barrel, and right below it, he's got a lot of detail, and I like that. I wish there was a little bit more on his arms and legs, but I'll take what I can get. So, is the Autobot Alphastrike Counterforce worth your money? Yes and no. I don't think it's worth the $50 asking price Amazon originally had it for. As it currently stands at the end of December 2019, I picked my setup for about $38, $40 after tax. I think at that point it's just about worth it. You're paying for basically both of the figures you would individually if they were separate figures, with getting basically a free Battle Master and its effect part. I have to say, the only reason to go out of your way to pick this up is either getting a G2 Sideswipe, a Slam Dancer, or if you're a crazy fool like me and want every Battle Master you can get your hands on twice. Other than that, I wouldn't go out of your way to pick it up unless you find it at a really good deal. So, until next time, this is Titan Zed saying I'll see ya when I see ya.